Iran's story isn't just long. It's absolutely packed with twists, dead ends, invasions, wild transformations, and a truckload of, wait, what? That happened here? If you picture a map for a second, Iran sits right where East and West crash into each other. So its history is basically the original collision course. At first you had tribes scraping out a living on the Iranian plateau. But things changed around 2,500 years ago when Cyrus the Great showed up. This guy, starting from a scrappy outpost in Persia, built an empire so enormous the sun literally never set on it. Sort of like Alexander the Great later, but with much cooler beards and probably way more wine. Under the Achaemenids, Persia invented things like human rights declarations. The Cyrus Cylinder isn't just clay, it's the world's oldest known charter of human rights, according to the British Museum. Persians also gave us those grand, tiled palaces and postal systems that kinda worked better than the internet sometimes. Fast forward to Alexander's time though, and the wheels came off spectacularly. He stomped into Persepolis, burned it down in a drunken frat party moment, and Persia became another room in the Greek mansion. But here's the thing, the spirit wasn't dead. After a messy tug of war, out popped the Parthians and then the Sasanian Empire. These folks took empire seriously, rivaling Rome itself. Roman historians like Tacitus actually saw them as the only real check on Roman power in the East, which is hilarious considering how much the West now loves to overlook their importance. Then, as if the story wasn't tangled enough, along came Islam in the 600s. The Arab armies swept through, Persians converted, and yet, here's the kicker. Persian identity refused to vanish. Persian language, poetry, and bureaucracy survived, slipping right into the new Islamic order and giving the world geniuses like Rumi, whose work gets quoted at way too many weddings nowadays. Quick checkpoint. So far we've seen ancient empires, world-changing invasions, but Iran just keeps churning out reinventions. With Mongols thundering in, burning and moving on, and then Timur doing more of the same, you'd think Iran would have collapsed for good. Nope. Instead, the Safavid dynasty showed up in the 1500s, turning Iran officially Shia Muslim, an identity that still marks it off from its Sunni neighbors. The art, architecture, and Persian carpets exploded in vibrant color and richness. Meanwhile, Europe starts meddling. The Russians and British treat Iran like a chessboard in the 1800s, carving it up for influence, squeezing resources, and generally making a mess. The Persian Constitutional Revolution of 1906 shocked the world. Regular people actually forced their king to accept a parliament, one of the earliest in the Islamic Middle East. But things got rocky again. Oil changed everything in the 20th century. The West could not get enough, and Iran's rulers, famously the Shahs, vacillated between modernization and brutal repression. Cue the CIA and MI6 in 1953, toppling Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh after he dared nationalize oil. That poison pill led straight to the 1979 revolution, when masses shoved out the Shah and put Ayatollah Khomeini in power, spinning the entire region into chaos and giving the world those dramatic hijabs and theocratic rule. Even now, Iran finds itself in the crosshairs of world politics. Sanctions, nuclear drama, protests on the streets, senior officials issuing dire threats. Artists and protesters defying them anyway. Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you." If that isn't a summary of Iran's history, I don't know what is. If you love seeing how empires rise, fall, and somehow get back up off the mat, hit subscribe and you'll catch every twist next time. In the end, Iran's not just a survivor, but a shapeshifter, a place that's taken every invasion and upheaval, chewed it up, and spit out something unpredictable. That's not ancient history. That's the heartbeat of Iran right now.